Hey guys, welcome to this frickin' angle of a video. With Rocky down here in the bottom right corner, trying to hide this thing, which is a meat bone. Welcome to Cringe of the Month, and this is going to be a fun one. Because not only am I going to talk about a very black-sheeped movie in the franchise, I'm going to talk about the entire franchise of this property, and that is Ghostbusters, or this one is now called Ghostbusters Answer the Call. You see that? Now, I'm not just going to talk about this movie, which, bottom line to me, I love this movie. I want to talk about the entire existence of this franchise of Ghostbusters. Let's go back. People immediately assumed with this franchise in 1984, I believe, or 1982, with the Bill Murray, Dan Aykroyd, I forget the other, Ernie Hudson, I believe. Was it Ernie Hudson? And the other guy, I can't remember the other guy's name. Movie, Ghostbusters, but actually, Ghostbusters debuted on Saturday Night Live in 1975. And in 1984, I believe, yes, it is, because I just read this, after the success of the freaking movie, 2 cartoons came out of Ghostbusters. Here's the thing with that, because a lot of people probably remember the real Ghostbusters. If not, there's a forgotten episode coming out soon. But there's also one just called, with no relation to the movie, Ghostbusters. And here's why. Even when the movie in 1982 made $165 million, Funimation didn't think it made a profit, so it made a cartoon based around the SNL sketch of Ghostbusters with those characters. So, in comparison, Columbia Pictures created their own take on the Ghostbusters cartoon with the real Ghostbusters to show which one is legitimately following the movie. But where that one, with the Columbia Pictures one, that one had a flow of marketability with toy lines and that kind of stuff, and a team of lawyers, with which the Funimation's one did not. So while Ghostbusters SNL cartoon kind of faded out, the real Ghostbusters went on to air for 7 seasons, from 1984 to 1991. Then, of course, I don't remember when this one came out, but then we got Ghostbusters 2, which is very different, but sometimes in a good way, from the first one. It starts out very stupid with the freaking Ghostbusters having to do real jobs and Bill Murray just cuckoo. The court case for them being sued for the money that they apparently owe for the ghost destruction of New York, because apparently now people are saying they're frauds for that stuff, even though people saw the ghosts. But it does pick up, and of course you got the infamous slime scenes in the movie. And, I can't remember. Also, just a fun fact. Actually, you know what? No, that's a fun fact with Jed. Screw that. Never mind. You'll find out about that in a fun fact with Jed. Ghostbusters 2 deals with slime. And I can't remember what the effects were. Wasn't it like turning everyone... No, was it turning everyone to jerks? I can't remember. But the main thing that everyone can remember for this movie is the fact that the Ghostbusters used a freaking Nintendo controller. And if you did not know that little fact, there's something fun for you. It was a Nintendo, I think, I heard about this from the AMU Video Game Nerd. It's one of those ones where you don't have to freaking constantly go back and forth with the original. I think it was called Turbo? No, NES Max, I believe. The NES Max. To control the Statue of freaking Liberty while all of New York is, serenading or something? And get that little idiot from the first movie trying to pretend he's a Ghostbuster that he did something. Then, cut to 2016 where this movie was introduced. Now, let me say something about this, okay? First off, she was the best freaking character in the whole movie. She was the funniest character in the movie. She was the second one. These two were also funny, but eh. Then you got old Chris here. Thor. I can never... Chris Hemsworth, right? Oh, here's the real names. Melissa McCarthy, She is freaking hilarious given the right stuff. And this, no exception. Christian Wiig. I know I've heard the name somewhere, but I'm not sure where. Kate McKinnon. Again, she was the best. She's the crazy chick. She was the best character in the movie, in my opinion. And Leslie Jones. Again, probably one of the freaking funniest characters in the movie. That was weird. I knew it was Hemsworth. Yeah, Odin's son here. Rocky, what are you doing? Okay, he's jumping up the chair. The thing that really rubbed me I'm just gonna say that really made me freaking mad when this movie was aired is the controversy that surrounded it between the fans. It was either if you liked this movie, you were betraying the original, and if you hated this movie, you were sexist. That's at least what constantly went through where I was going, like in middle school, or where I was constantly hearing it about, man. Here's my thing. This is not the original. It's not trying to be the original. It's just another Ghostbusters movie. The only real reference, and I don't know how many fans picked this up, one of them is very obvious. This movie, 3 of the original cast members basically gave it their blessing by cameoing in this thing. Bill Murray, Dan Aykroyd, and the frickin' chick who was their secretary. They're all in this. Bill Murray is a ghost phenomenon expert or something that tries to debunk them. The receptionist is a hotel manager. And Dan Aykroyd is a cab driver. Let me get something else out of it. The copy of the DVD I have has a fun tweak to it. This is clearly a 3D gimmick movie, but in a good way, where the effects are very... No matter what people can say how bad this movie is, because in my opinion, it doesn't deserve all the hate it gets. A lot of people are probably just complaining that it's not the original Ghostbusters, which is usually what fans either complain about. Either it's not like the original, or it's too much like the original. You can't please anyone. I say, just watch the movie and enjoy a movie! If you don't want to see it, don't rap on people who like it, okay? What was I just talking about? Though, actually, I forget where I was going, but anyway, I actually forgot. What are you... He's whining because he doesn't know where to hide it. Come here, boy. There, it's hidden. I was talking about the controversy if he hated blah. Okay, I literally can't remember where I was going. Oh, crap. Anyway, plot of this one. 3 scientists, actually, in a subway informant battle a guy, basically, who basically was one of those silent people who was always picked on, ignored, and that kind of stuff, who's trying to break the barrier between the living world and the land of the dead. Basically a world domination kind of thing, but Ghostbusters. Oh no, I was talking about the 3D thing, that's right. The reason I say that is back to that, thank God I remembered for some reason that kicked in. There are many scenes, mainly with the proton laser effects and the ghost slime, and sometimes even the ghosts themselves, where they're leaping off the little dividers of the DVD screen. Like when you have a DVD, you have the black bars on the top and the bottom. The slime, and sometimes the proton packs, sometimes even the freaking characters, are reaching beyond them, like kind of like this, to where you know it is clearly supposed to be a 3D movie. The weird thing is, this didn't come with 3D glasses. You'd think... this happened with when I got the Friday the 13th 4-pack, which has the first 4 Friday the 13th movies. Friday the 13th 3D, because it is in 3D and in 2D. It comes with 3D glasses, so you'd think this would have at least 3D glasses in them to make the movie make a little more sense, but no. It's the 2D 3D, kind of like Jaws. Pretty much a more advanced thing of Jaws 3D. Or it's a gimmick 3D. The real kind that you get if you watch like How to Train Your Dragons 1 in 3D. Anyway, as I said, the plot is that these four idiots well, actually, these three are smart. This one is more. These three are the scientists. She's a freaking subway informant. And then there's just this idiot. Hold on, I think Rocco wants to be let out. Here's your bone. Stop someone from basically taking... God, why do you stand by the door if you're just gonna come back in here? Oh, God. Stop someone from breaking the mortal... He does this all the time when he has a bone. I swear to God. It stops someone from breaking the mortal realm and the... Mortal realm, dead realm. Trying to combine them. He becomes ruler. Blah, blah, blah. God. Something I do like is the fight scenes in this movie, especially the one at the end where they're fighting all the ghosts and, heck, even a reference to the Choose Your Own Destroyer thing from the 80s movie. He transforms into the frickin' logo ghost, but evil. You're not leaving your bone in my bed, dog. Great fight scenes, great cinematography, great effects. I really don't know really why. I can actually sometimes see why this movie gets a bad rap, but I really, as a fan of this movie and a fan of the original, I don't really also get it. Especially, I know also fans are going to be ecstatic when Afterlife comes out, because I'll admit I'm also excited for that movie because it's also more Ghostbusters, and who doesn't love Ghostbusters? Oh, I love this stuff, man. This movie is truly funny when it needs to be, serious when it tries to be, and creepy when it tries to be, because the effects on the ghosts are pretty creepy, because they're really good at effects, especially for the, comparing it to the, well, comparing it to the 80s is kind of sad. Comparing it to the 80s in this version, effects are definitely better, but positive people still prefer the 80s movie, which I don't mind. That's why this movie is basically Black Sheep. People will probably forget that this movie kind of was around and just go back to 1982 with the original movie, which I don't have that big a problem with, but I do say this shouldn't be forgotten entirely. It should still be remembered as this did happen, and it should be remembered as it wasn't as bad. I mean, I'm positive not people give a damn, but it's certified fresh right there on the box. Rotten Tomato. I think if I remember, it did decently well at the box office. Exhilarating and hilarious from start to finish. I definitely agree with that. Anything that could be... Save Manhattan, set invasion spirits, spooks, and slime that engulfs the city. Yeah, pretty much. Slimer also makes a little appearance in the movie, stealing their ectomobile. Which, also, side note, with when it came to that trailer of Afterlife, the number one thing I was envious at with this cast is that these kids get to drive and ride around in the original Ecto 1. What the man, that is so cool! And also, another thing when it comes to this, another thing people rag on, is the freaking music. The cover of Walk the Moon and the remake of the song that Fall Out Boy and Missy, I can't remember the last name, I know it's Missy though, did for the Ghostbusters theme. The Walk on the Moon song is a freaking good remix. And it's freaking Fall Out Boy too, man. They're freaking awesome. Their song, Don't Be Afraid, or Not Afraid, whatever the frick it is, that is a freaking awesome song, man. That is a great Ghostbusters theme. Of course, people will probably spam me with, it's not the original, it's not because of the original. Yeah, because it's not trying to be the original. That's always my thing, especially even with Disney live-action remakes. I've sometimes defended these movies because they're not trying to be the original movie. They're trying to be their own thing, and people constantly whine about it. With Lion King, they whined about it because they were doing too much of the original. as long as cutting out a very important scene with the actual lesson, but with something like Mulan, where it actually has a legend behind it, they complained that it wasn't trying to be the original. They can't please these people, shouldn't be the audience you dominate, you try to appeal to. Let these people go whine on the internet, go whine about it, while people like me will want to see these movies and enjoy them or hate them for real reasons. I love this movie because I was entertained by it, because it made me laugh, because it had me on the edge of my seat in the theater, because I swear to God, I actually was really enjoying this movie. I do. And I love the first one. I kind of like the second one. I love this one. I hope to love Afterlife. It's freaking Ghostbusters. If you don't like it, fine. But you shouldn't be afraid to like it because of people ragging on you or something like that, man. It's not. Final thing is, this movie is not as bad as truly people say it is, because this movie is pretty freaking good. Anyway, I really didn't go into the movie itself. It just was explaining stuff about this movie. I mean, there's not much to really explain with a Ghostbusters movie. Scientists in a New York tax subway attendant fight ghosts and save Manhattan. It is in Manhattan, right? Yeah, Manhattan. That's pretty much the entire premise of the movie. They fight ghosts with updated technology, more new weapons. Anyway, that's it for this Cringe of the Month. Hope you enjoy it. I ain't afraid of no ghost.